Bro, haha, this guy, he like sends you your tweet and I see the thing like 2:39 a.m. Like we must have still been in the club at that point. You're like, I'm in love.
Every other video on YouTube in the finance space literally features either Luke Belmar, Iman Ghadzi, Sebastian Gheorghiu or Vlad Biaheza. These dudes are totally dominating the YouTube finance scene and are out here going on expensive trips, building their dream houses, buying the coolest cars, and making the hottest deals. However, they haven't always been at this level. These guys all went from living in below average conditions to having celebrity lifestyles at such young ages. But there's one other thing they all have in common, and that's the fact that a lot of people are still unsure about whether or not to trust these guys. So how exactly did these guys make their money, and why is it so difficult for some people to believe they built their empires themselves and legally? Well, if you're one of those wondering whether they're the real deal or not, then let's take a closer look at the real truth about how Luke Belmar, Iman Ghadzi, Sebastian Gheorghiu and Vlad Biaheza made their money. Iman Ghadzi. Let's kickstart things with Iman Ghadzi, as he's one of the most talked about on YouTube recently. Iman might be young, but he's definitely not a newbie among finance YouTubers. He was born on January 3rd, 2000, currently at age 23, but despite his age, he has an estimated net worth of $25 million. So you might be wondering how he managed to become a millionaire at such a young age. Iman's rise to riches. Iman got into the finance game when he was 17, and he's got a series of videos up on his channel where he documented every step of the way as he worked towards building his future million-dollar empire. He did this by creating several enterprises, including Agency Flow, a top-tier software company, and Gents Croquet Club, a successful NFT project. He literally went from dropping out of school at 17 to becoming an advocate for universal education, going on to self-fund 5 schools in Nepal. Plus, he's also an active philanthropist who's had a positive impact on over 2,500 children, which is kind of a big deal considering his past living in a toxic environment with not a lot of money. In fact, his biggest achievement has been fighting abuse and giving himself and his single mother a fresh start after surviving toxicity. This was one of the motives that prompted him to build a better future for himself. However, there's been some controversy online, especially on Reddit, with several people claiming that Iman is a scammer with no moral compass who only cares about money. Their words, not mine. But the evidence against that spoke for itself, because people who've taken his courses came forward to testify about the fact that, although it was a little expensive, it was a really good course. And if you ask me, Iman asking for top dollar in exchange for his top knowledge doesn't make him a con. Now, if you thought Iman's rise to fortune was too good to be true, you might want to think again, as this next young YouTube millionaire would have you believe in happy endings. Sebastian Gheorghiu. Sebastian Gheorghiu, a 24-year-old Romanian-American millionaire from Detroit, was born in the US to Romanian parents who emigrated in the late 1980s. Sebastian's rise to fortune was filled with a bit more twists and turns than Iman's. He had to do a bit more physical labor, as he's revealed in a YouTube video. He shared that he worked his way up from earning $8.25 an hour at fast food chains Taco Bell and KFC while still in high school. But this was only the beginning, as he'd go on to get a string of jobs that would build him into what he is today. Sebastian's determination led him from ringing up orders to working at a car wash, and after saving up a bit from his earnings, he purchased an Infiniti G35 car, which inspired him to start his own car reselling business. Before we get into how Sebastian made his millions, then like this video to let me know that you want to be a millionaire someday, and leave a comment below on how you'll do it. Rise to fortune. Sebastian's original aim was to become a neurosurgeon, simply because he figured out neurosurgeons make a heckload of money, but he decided to drop out of college after discovering advice from fellow YouTuber Graham Stephan. Graham's videos inspired him to sell houses, save money, and invest in properties that he could rent out and collect passive income from. This was good thinking on his part, because thanks to his real estate business, YouTube channel, and dropshipping ventures, he made $70,000 to $80,000 at age 19. Sebastian has also shared that his first source of income was his Google advertising marketing agency, Digital Wealth MB, an agency which runs Google ads for businesses, and he also has 4 companies generating over $1 million in revenue annually. Sebastian's second source of income is his YouTube channel, where he earns from ad revenue, sponsorships, and affiliate marketing. Plus, he also dabbles a bit in investing in stocks, crypto, and NFTs and trading them. It's safe to say that Sebastian has become a successful entrepreneur in his own right. He claims to have amassed a fortune of $8 million in just 6 years through various income streams. Even though his recent comments about how all young people should be able to afford the sports car like a Lamborghini sparked some criticism online, he's doing really great. Agreed, it was a little far-reaching for him to assume that $200,000 is a small price to pay for such a luxury item, but he had pure intentions behind it. He's of the opinion that with the vast array of tools available and the amount of money circulating in the market, $200,000 is a paltry sum that should not stand in the way of owning a sports car. This next young YouTube millionaire is someone else who was also born with a lot of entrepreneurial spirit, like Sebastian. Biaheza. Baby-faced Biaheza's bank account is anything but babyish. He might be 22, but he's earning way more than the average 22-year-old. His journey might have begun in September 2018 when he launched his e-commerce store, but if we're to judge by the story he's shared about how he used to flip toys as a hobby back in middle school, he's been in the game longer than anyone. When he was 14, he saw potential in Instagram and started creating pages, but it wasn't until he sold a shout-out to a company that he made his first $10 in advertising. From there, more companies started contacting him, and he began making money from his pages. Dropshipping with Biaheza. Shortly after Biaheza began earning money from his social media pages, he noticed that dropshipping became a popular theme on the internet, and although there were many questions concerning its viability and sustainability, Biaheza saw potential in the idea, so he decided to take a chance on it. By May 2019, he had made $325,000 in dropshipping revenue, marking his first six-figure monthly income just 9 months after launching his own store. In 2020, Biaheza launched a paid course called Biaheza's Full Dropshipping Course, which guides students through the simple steps necessary to launch a profitable dropshipping company from the beginning. In the course, he establishes a new company and employs every one of the magic strategies he has developed over the years to turn it lucrative. And now, it's not only lucrative, but Biaheza also makes about $294 from each person that enrolls. Through all these sources, Biaheza has now been able to acquire a personal net worth of $3.5 million. Finally, our last young millionaire, Luke Belmar. While there isn't exactly much that's known about 27-year-old Luke Belmar, except for what he shares on his YouTube channel, he's most well known for his success in building one of the largest Instagram growth agencies in the world. In fact, the agency now has over 14,000 monthly customers across 9 different countries. Luke's business generates millions of dollars each month through e-commerce dropshipping and Instagram influencer marketing. But unlike many self-proclaimed gurus in the digital era who lack experience and credibility, Luke and his business partner Steve Tan have spent the last year creating a unique weekly coaching program. Luke Belmar's program. The program is designed to help business owners become full-stack entrepreneurs with guidance from industry experts and renowned entrepreneurs every week. It focuses on providing real value to its members rather than relying on free live training sessions or upsell webinars. The program is specifically designed to help people improve their skills and knowledge in various aspects of business each week. Luke and Steve decided to launch the program early during the COVID pandemic to provide additional support to struggling entrepreneurs. So he's not just a millionaire YouTuber, he's out here actively trying to help other entrepreneurs build themselves up. The real truth. Whilst the idea of garnering millions of dollars at such a young age might sound incredulous, these guys are literally proof that it's possible. However, there have perhaps been a few times that they've given unrealistic advice sometimes. Like one time, Iman was talking about how he built his empire, and he said by reading and playing video games. While that seems like an answer you tell a child to have them not bug you anymore, it's not exactly what anyone who wants to listen to a lengthy talk on the twists and turns in a journey to success wants to hear. But in all honesty, when it comes to how these guys built their personal wealth, it's all by hard work and their ability to make use of whatever opportunities come their way. Since you watched the entire video, this next one will blow your mind. Are you ready?